rush of the wind through the dying leaves. I woke long after nightfall on a cold, clear night with blasts of icy wind that shook the trees. When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring at a deep, dark hole, Wendy's burrow. My breath caught, and I pulled myself into a sitting position. There was no mistaking it. Rich darkness, broken only by the ghostly whiteness of pale roots. Its entrance half hidden in the miner's lettuce. It was smaller than I remembered, half my size, maybe even less. A bat dived low, wings brushing my face as I darted past. I reeled back, heart pounding. When I straightened up, something blinked to life in the burrow. Pale yellow lens flares the color of summer moonlight. Something pale and small drifted out. A tiny, delicate hand, so thin the moonlight poured through it, illuminating the fine bones and dried tissue within. Smaller than Wendy's had ever been, so much smaller. I took it, though it looked cold and dead. It burned as though with fever. Underneath the lens flare eyes, something glimmered dimly, a crescent of small teeth exposed in a smile. The hand let go and withdrew into the burrow. The eyes blinked once, twice, and were gone. Aching deeply, wanting to laugh and scream and burst into tears all at the same time, I laid down again and slept. Once upon a time, I was a sad, angry boy who loved fairy tales. Now, I'm a sad, tired man who can no longer bear to read them, but I remember them. When I touch my face and feel my scarred cheeks, I remember. When I wake with the taste of boiled ashes on my tongue, I remember. When I think of my mother's cold, bird-thin body in my arms, I remember. When I see Noah's face in my mind's eye and recall the fear I had for him, fear so deep and crushing that I pretended it was hate, I remember. When I look in the mirror and catch a hint of murky gold in my eyes, I remember. When I dream of those trees and crows and raccoons and bats and a smiling little boy and his yellow-eyed mother on cold, clear nights when bats swoop low and the moon bathes the hills in warm silver, I remember. And I smile. My fiance and I are from California, but her family lives up in Colorado, and they own a cabin near Pikes Peak, way up in the mountains. After visiting them, they recommended that we go stay in the cabin a few days. And we are avid hikers, so we jumped at the opportunity. Colorado is very rich in Native American folk legend. Virtually every place you go used to belong to the indigenous community, and the few of them who remain keep the traditions and stories alive. Pikes Peak is no different. There are enough stories and gift shops to give anyone the sense that the land itself is alive. I don't know if that has anything to do with what is happening, but maybe someone here is from Colorado and can help us connect the dots. Faye and I are currently at the cabin. It's day 4, and we're planning on leaving today, but things have gotten very strange around here, and it looks like we're going to be here for a while longer. We have enough food and water, and the heater is in stellar order, but the Wi-Fi is terrible at best, and there is virtually no cell reception. We feel isolated. I'll try to respond to the comments, but the internet dips out for hours at a time up here. The first weird thing that happened was the snow. There was no snow in the forecast, so we packed light, but on the first night here, just our luck, blizzard pounded the whole area. My little Corolla is basically a brick on ice outside, and there's no way I'm gonna make the 6-mile drive down the mountain to town. I blame myself for trusting Colorado in spring. After a day, Thursday, of lovely hiking and sightseeing, some really unsettling stuff started happening. When we returned to the cabin just before dark, we found an enormous deer catcher dangling from a tree about a dozen yards from the back door. This wasn't the kind of thing you're imagining, the kind you buy from a novelty shop. The thing was made from twigs and twine, and it's about 3 feet in diameter.